All right, let's talk about something that every teacher, trainer, and leader runs into. How do you design a learning experience that actually sticks? One that has a real impact. It's so much more than just brainstorming fun ideas. Today, we're going to break down how to go from a simple idea to a truly powerful learning moment. So, let's dive in. I mean, it sounds like a simple question, right? But the answer, well, it's not so simple. We've all been there, stuck in some training activity thinking, what is the point of this? And if you've ever tried to design one, you know how hard it is to create something that really clicks with people. The goal isn't just to fill an hour on the schedule. It's about creating a genuine aha moment. So yeah, how do we actually do that? So here's the thing, and it's where most of us go wrong right from the start. Our first instinct is almost always to jump straight into brainstorming. Hey, let's do a cool game, or ooh, what about a role play? And look, those ideas can be great, but starting there, it's like trying to build a house without a blueprint. You just end up with a pile of cool-sounding parts that don't actually fit together to create one powerful, focused experience. To really see why this matters, let's actually look at a real-world example. We're going to peek inside a training design class, where the assignment was, on the surface, pretty simple. Design one single activity to teach managers about active listening. This little case study is perfect because it shows you, clear as day, the massive difference between a flawed process and a truly brilliant one. Okay, so picture this. The class gets to work. They've got 15 minutes to come up with one single activity. Sounds easy, right? But as the first few groups start sharing their ideas, a really common trap starts to become obvious. Yeah, so the first groups came up with this whole sequence of things. They were like, okay, first we'll do an icebreaker, then we'll do a role play, and we'll finish with a storytelling session. But the instructors stopped them right there. That's not a single activity. That's a whole session plan. By trying to cram in too many different things, they ended up with something totally unfocused and, honestly, pretty weak. And this right here, this is the core difference. The flawed approach starts by asking, what cool things can we do? And you just get a random list. The successful approach starts by asking, why are we doing this? What is the one, single, most important thing we need people to learn? And then you build the entire experience around that one why. But then another group presented their idea, and it was just elegant. So simple, but wow, was it powerful. They didn't give a laundry list of things. They designed one single simulation broken into 2 quick rounds that was designed to make people feel the difference between being ignored and actually being heard. Here's how it worked. It was brilliant. In round 1, person A talks about something they're really passionate about. Meanwhile, person B, their partner, is told to just completely ignore them. Look at your phone, stare out the window, whatever. Then, in round 2, person A tells the same story again. But this time, person B is totally locked in, making eye contact, nodding, asking good questions. That's it. Simple. And the impact? It was night and day. After round 1, people felt frustrated, disrespected, completely unheard. But after round 2, they felt valued, they felt understood. See, this simple little activity didn't just talk about active listening, it forced them to feel what it's like when it's missing, and then feel the incredible power of it when it's there. So what was the secret? It's really important to get this. The successful group didn't just stumble upon a better idea. No way. They followed a better process. They didn't start with a wide-open, random brainstorm. They started by figuring out exactly where they wanted to go. And that brings us to the first and, honestly, most important step in doing this right. You have to define your destination. Before you even think about what activity you're going to do, you need to be absolutely crystal clear about what you want people to know, feel, or be able to do when they walk out of that room. It is the foundation for everything else. A really useful way to think about this is the KSA Framework. Is your goal to give people new K knowledge, like a concept or a theory? Or is it to build a new skill, something they can practice, like active listening? Or are you trying to shift an attitude, a belief, or a bias? Just answering that one question, K, S, or A, is going to guide your entire design. And once you know your objective, you can pick the right tool for the job. Think of it like this. If your goal is knowledge, that's the head. You need concepts, theories, abstract ideas. If it's a skill, that's the hands. People need to get in there and do something. They need concrete practice, just like in that listening exercise. And if you're aiming for attitude, that's the heart. That's all about creating space for people to reflect and observe. Okay, so you've got your destination, your objective. Awesome. Now it's time to get real. Because the most brilliant idea in the universe is totally useless if you can't actually pull it off in the real world. You got to think about your constraints. First up, how many people are we talking about? Seriously, an activity that's perfect for a small group of 8 can be a total disaster with 80. That listening activity we talked about, it was great because it scaled beautifully. It works with any even number of people. Next, time. How much of it do you actually have? That 2 hours super detailed simulation might sound amazing, but if you've only got 15 minutes, it's a non-starter. Time is maybe your biggest constraint of all. And finally, space. Where is this all going down? Are you in a cramped conference room, a big open field? Are you doing this online in a virtual meeting? The space you're in, whether it's physical or digital, totally dictates what you can and can't do. It's only now, after you've nailed down your objective and after you've considered all your constraints, now it's time to brainstorm. But see the difference? It's not this big, wild, anything-goes brainstorm anymore. It's a focused, targeted search for the perfect activity that fits inside the box you've just built. But hold on. Designing a great activity, that's only half the job. I'm serious. The experience itself is just the raw material. The real learning, the stuff that actually sticks, that all happens in the debrief, in the conversation that comes after the activity. This might be the single most important takeaway of this whole thing. An activity without reflection is just a fun game. An activity with reflection, that's where the learning happens. Your job isn't just to design the fun part, it's to design and lead the reflection that turns that fun into a real insight. And a killer tool for structuring that conversation is the Gibbs reflective cycle. It gives you a roadmap. You start simple. Okay, everyone, what just happened? Then you get into feelings. How did that make you feel? From there, you analyze it. What was good or bad about that experience? Why? And you finish by looking forward. So what did we learn, and what are we going to do differently because of this? It's a powerful sequence. So let's put it all together. Here is the 4-step blueprint. Step 1, define your objective. Is it knowledge, skill, or attitude? Step 2, choose your approach based on that objective. Step 3, design the actual activity, always keeping your constraints, time, people, space in mind. And step 4, the one that makes it all stick, plan and lead a really powerful reflection. That's the whole game. Look, at the end of the day, this whole framework is about moving away from just hoping for the best with random ideas and instead intentionally engineering a moment of real insight. So I'll leave you with a challenge. Think about one lesson, just one, that you need to teach someone. How could you use this blueprint to design an experience that will make it impossible for them to forget?